want to show you what my diet looks like. Now, I've been traveling for 12 years, and when I'm going to different cities all the time, it becomes quite difficult to regulate your diet, knowing where to buy fresh meat from, the fresh fruit and veg, where's the best organic store. Every time you go somewhere new, you have to figure out where exactly you should eat. But when you have the underlying fundamentals, when you know generally what your diet should look like, what kind of fitness goals you're aiming for, when you have that knowledge, it doesn't matter where you go in the world. Because I've managed to stay in killer shape for the last 10, 15 years, no matter where I travel to, because the fundamentals are there. And I want to show you a little bit about what's in my fridge and what I bought. I'm back in my apartment here in Bucharest. Let's jump straight into it. I'm literally going to go through everything that I see in my kitchen, so you know what I have and what I don't have, and the things that I make sure I eradicate from my diet. Starting at the basics, I've got some brown rice and quinoa. I don't really eat much white rice, and I don't really eat much pasta. So for me, quinoa is my favorite carb/protein, and a bit of brown rice. That always does the trick. In no particular order, really. Medjool dates, these are fantastic. These are the best natural dessert that you could have and just contain unbelievable antioxidants. So medjool dates is the way. Now, I also went to a farmer's market and bought some honey. As you can see here, I love honey. Honey's an anti-inflammatory, very good for the throat, and just overall amazing health benefits. Another bag of quinoa. Then I buy a lot of beans. So I've got red beans, I've got cannellini beans, I believe that's white beans, and I've got linte, lentils. I mean, when you're in different countries, especially when I'm in Romania, I have to read packages in different languages, but it isn't too difficult with ChatGPT and Google Lens these days, so there's no excuse really. So lots of beans as a source of protein, because I don't want to sit there and eat meat the whole time. I'm not the type of person that's going to buy red meat every day. I'm not like, oh, I'm on a carnivore diet. I don't do extreme diets. I do healthy Mediterranean diet. That's been my diet since the dawn of time. A healthy, balanced Mediterranean diet. No carnivore, no extreme shit, no vegan, none of that. It's a mix of all of that. That's what the Mediterranean diet is. I bought some dal here, some Indian dal. This is quite good because, again, it's lentils. And then, of course, we've got lots of nuts. I love nuts for protein. So walnuts. I've got almonds over here. I've got cashew nuts. I've got goji berries. I've got chia seeds. Look at all of this. This is all unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. And if I am going to buy chocolate, look at this. 99% cacao, bro. That's the chocolate I'm buying. Tastes like shit. Who cares? You get to be strong, and you get to have good insides, and you get to think clearly. That's how my life is supposed to be. I also bought 87% dark chocolate, and the sugar in it is stevia plant, right? Coming to the last of my prunes here. I bought prunes, good for the digestive system. Lots of fiber. Pistachios, lots of nuts, right? I like eating nuts because, again, it's a good protein source, so it keeps my muscles strong and keeps them dense. Right, I've got some olive and basilico tomato sauce here. I actually bought pasta which is gluten-free, right? This is corn, 100% corn, egg-free fusilli pasta. And the reason why is because I did my food intolerance test recently, and I'm lactose intolerant, glucose intolerant, and unfortunately I'm intolerant to eggs. Egg whites, not so much the egg yolk. So it's really annoying, but I've got to cut all of that out of my diet, which sucks because I love eggs. That's a complete protein and one of the best proteins you can eat. So not eating eggs right now is disappointing. It's heartbreaking. Moving on here, I've got different types of tea in the house. So here we go, just random high-end tea that I bought here from Bucharest. Lovely tea, green tea, rooibos, all sorts. I've also bought some hemp protein because when I feel like I'm deficient in protein, I have hemp protein. I can't have whey protein. It destroys my stomach. I start farting. It stinks. It ain't good. Whey protein is not good for me because I'm obviously lactose intolerant, right? So hemp protein is what I swap it with. And then some random teas here. I've got mint and thyme. And then I've also got black tea Lipton because I'm English and we love black tea with a bit of milk. Let's move on to the fridge. Now, peanut butter, obviously, a good protein source. I've got pears. Now, I've bought a lot of fruit and veg today. I bought a shitload of fruit and veg. Pears, apples, and then we've got Kalamata olives. Proper Mediterranean living. Love Kalamata olives. And then, of course, you wouldn't be Mediterranean if you weren't eating some classic hummus. I had to get the hummus, of course. Chickpeas, again, good for you. I don't eat gluten anymore. Sometimes I do. I'm not that extreme, right? I'm not like very extreme about it. I still like eating a pizza and a pasta when I'm out. I still do it. Even though I've got these intolerances, I still will dabble in the things that I'm intolerant to because life is just too short and I want to have a nibble and I'm not extreme. And it doesn't completely destroy me, but my body doesn't react well to glucose and eggs and lactose. So I have had to avoid it in general, but I still will dabble here and there. But again, the point is don't just be such an extreme, annoying person. Otherwise, no one will ever go out and eat with you. I got some cereal, rye bread here. Right, this German rye bread is the kind of stuff I can eat now. I can't, white bread is trash. You shouldn't eat white bread anyway. I haven't really eaten white bread a lot of my life. And sourdough does have gluten in it. So I've gone with rye bread for now. And then lots of fruits. I love fruit. Obviously, blueberries, antioxidant, the best. Then you've also got strawberries. Now, I also love bananas. Bananas go really well with peanut butter, right? When I get back from the gym, slab peanut butter on the bananas. Absolutely epic. Obviously, all types of berries. I've got blackberries here. And then one of my favorite fruits is a mango. I need to leave this to ripe, so I'm going to leave it out here. Right, moving on to the little protein section. Tried to find the most expensive chicken I could. Chicken breasts. Salmon already cooked. I also here have smoked salmon, some salmon fillets, which I'll cook myself right there. And then also, this is unlike me, I don't really do this often, but I've also bought some tofu just to try and keep it a little bit balanced and a bit vegan, but I don't really care about this stuff. I just bought it so I can have different things. You know, there's still protein in it, so I thought I'd have it. Sweet potatoes, well, great carbs. One of the best sources of carbs. You can't not have avocado, mushrooms, broccoli, obviously need to have that. High in vitamin K, great fruit, one of the healthiest fruits you can get. Red peppers, I believe they call it paprika here. Some courgettes, I bought some organic stuff. Not that you even know if it's organic or not these days, could be a scam. Tomatoes, some lemons, because I like having lemon water in the morning, it regulates my stomach acid. And that's pretty much it. And then in the freezer, you're always going to see lots of veg in my house. There you go. This is like green long beans. Prawns. Again, lots of frozen veg. It's easy with frozen veg because you can just dash it in the air fryer or just dash it and just boil it. It takes 5-10 minutes. Such an easy way to eat a plethora of vegetables. And then in my final drawer, I've got mixed frozen fruits. So there you go. Basically, what you've seen here is a bunch of fruit, a bunch of veg, a bunch of complete protein. Again, eating a lot of beans, eating a lot of nuts, and I also cook things in, stay where you are, ta-da. I also cook things in coconut oil and extra virgin olive oil, okay? I cook with that. I also cook with a lot of seasoning. I've got loads of seasoning over there. Anything from oregano, rosemary, obviously Himalayan salt, black peppercorns, paprika, garlic, onion. I cook with all types of seasoning, and you should, right? Seasoning is amazing. Turmeric. Oh, actually, I will show you on a final note some of my supplements here, which I'll be honest with you, I don't take anymore. I'm not really taking these supplements because I feel like I've got a complete diet and I eat plenty as well. So although I'm supplementing with a bit of protein here, now here I've got creatine, which I know has been proven to be very good for you, and I should be taking more creatine. In fact, I'm going to leave it here and start taking creatine again, because every time I take creatine, I do feel amazing. So creatine is the best supplement. Spirulina tablets, again, I just forget to take them. I've got turmeric tablets here, that's good. I should take turmeric tablets. Then I've also got collagen, magnesium, triple magnesium, glucosamine, MSM, and chondroitin. Chondroitin, I think I've said that right. Again, I just don't even know if this shit is any good. I don't really take my supplements anymore. I try and get my nutrients from food. Lion's mane and ashwagandha. And then here, I've got some omega-3 tablets. And again, I'm not gonna endorse any of these companies because I don't know whether it's doing any good for me, those supplements. So I've kind of stopped taking the supplements, and instead, I'd rather just eat whole, real foods, a balanced Mediterranean diet. Even though I have food intolerances, I still want to enjoy life. So I'm still going to eat a cake on someone's birthday. I'm not going to be like some kid's birthday. No, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't eat that cake. Oh, I can't eat eggs. Shut up, whatever. I'll eat those and I'll take the consequences. And as long as the consequences aren't that bad, right? So I'm not exactly like shitting myself after I've eaten eggs or like after I've eaten cake. Okay, it isn't great, but it's also not absolutely brutal. So that's my diet. It's balanced, it's healthy, it's Mediterranean. I am Mediterranean by blood, so this stuff just seems to suit me. And I do very much advise you to do a food intolerance test. I've done a full food intolerance test here. There's like 10 pages of different types of foods, 286 foods. Again, not sure how accurate it is, but at the same time with these food intolerance tests, the results that I got correlate with how I feel when I eat that food. Okay, so you can also, you know your body really well. So despite the fact that I got this intolerance test and I paid a lot of money for it, you need to figure out how you feel after you've eaten certain foods. So if you eat like me and you train hard, because I train hard, I train almost every day, about 4 or 5 times a week in the gym, strength training, cardio. I'm probably about to go for a run now. The weather's beautiful here in Bucharest. If you train as hard as I do and you eat like this, you're just guaranteed success. You're guaranteed to look good. You're guaranteed to feel good and have the energy to live a real man's life.